Tensions between Tehran and Washington continue to escalate, growing more intense with each passing day. Fears of a wider regional conflict spread rapidly, raising global concern about how close the two nations might be to open confrontation. Iran's Foreign Minister, Abbas Araghchi, issued a stark and direct threat to the United States on January 20th, through a strongly worded article published in the Wall Street Journal, intensifying already strained relations. In the article, Araghchi warned that Iran would fire back with everything we have if it came under any renewed attack, emphasizing that the country's defense forces are fully prepared to respond to any American aggression. The Iranian minister also lashed out at President Donald Trump, condemning his repeated warnings against Tehran's tough measures to suppress domestic protests that have shaken the nation. In his Wall Street Journal opinion piece, Araghchi claimed that Trump's threats did not deter violence but instead acted as an incentive for terrorists, effectively emboldening those seeking to destabilize the country from within. The foreign minister further alleged that both U.S. intelligence operatives and Israel's Mossad agents were actively involved in instigating unrest on Iranian streets, accusing them of fueling chaos for political gain. Araghchi went on to assert that even Trump's former CIA director had privately acknowledged Mossad's infiltration of the ongoing street protests, a claim that, if true, could severely damage U.S.-Iran relations. Meanwhile, Iran's relentless crackdown on protesters, which has reportedly left over 5,000 people dead, has sparked widespread outrage across the world, amplifying calls for accountability and justice. Iran's foreign minister said, quote, "Unlike the restraint Iran showed in June 2025, our powerful armed forces have no qualms about firing back with everything we have, if we come under renewed attack. This isn't a threat, but a reality I feel I need to convey explicitly, because as a diplomat and a veteran, I abhor war. An all-out confrontation will certainly be ferocious and drag on far longer than the fantasy timelines that Israel and its proxies are trying to peddle to the White House. It will certainly engulf the wider region and have an impact on ordinary people around the globe." Unquote. Abbas Araghchi's warning came at a tense moment, intensifying the series of threats already being issued by several senior Iranian generals, and signaling a hardening stance from Tehran's leadership. Major General Mohammad Pakpour declared through Iran's press TV that the country's forces were on full alert, saying their hands were firmly on the trigger and ready to respond to any act of aggression. Meanwhile, another official from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps cautioned that anyone daring to attack Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei would face severe consequences, warning that the hands of such attackers would be cut off without hesitation. The IRGC chief commander said, quote, "We warn the criminal, evil, and anti-human enemies, particularly the United States and the fake and racist Zionist regime, to learn from historical experience and what they sustained in the 12-day imposed war, in June, to avoid any miscalculation. If they commit any miscalculation, they will face a more painful and regret-inducing fate." Unquote.
We do not pay attention to Trump's bluster. He knows that if any hand is raised to assault our leader, we will not only cut off that hand decisively and courageously, and this is not just rhetoric, but we will set their world on fire. We will strip them of any security and leave no safe place for them.
Meanwhile, widespread speculation continues to swirl that President Donald Trump is deliberately keeping multiple options on the table, including the possibility of authorizing a calculated strike against Iran in the near future. Fresh intelligence reports suggest that the United States remains actively engaged in shaping a range of decisive military strategies, carefully crafting operational blueprints that could be used to counter Iranian aggression if necessary. Anticipating a potential green light from Trump for a future strike, the U.S. military's presence and logistical buildup across the Middle East appear to be intensifying, with visible signs of preparation unfolding on multiple fronts. Naval fleets, advanced air defense systems, refueling tankers, and critical ground support equipment have reportedly been mobilizing in a discreet yet steady manner, signaling a quiet escalation of American military readiness in the region. According to multiple defense reports, the Pentagon has ordered the strategic deployment of the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln to the Middle Eastern theater, in what appears to be a show of strength and deterrence toward Iran's growing threats. NBC News has observed what appears to be a coordinated transfer of American fighter jets and other advanced equipment throughout the Middle East, an operation that underscores the U.S. military's heightened state of alert in the region. In response to renewed threats from Tehran, Donald Trump had earlier issued a direct warning to Iran, cautioning its leadership against orchestrating or supporting any assassination or murder conspiracies against American officials or allies.
Well, they shouldn't be doing it, but I've left notification. Anything ever happens, we're going to blow the whole country is going to get blown up. So we've, originally Biden should have said something, when they made a statement. We always said, why isn't Biden saying anything? Because he didn't. But a president has to defend a president. Like if I were here and they were making that threat to somebody, not even a president, but somebody like they did with me, I would absolutely hit them so hard. But I have very firm instructions. Anything happens, they're going to wipe them off the face of this earth.
Do you still think it's necessary?
I don't think it is yet. It might be at some point. It is actually very common. With me, they'll make it like a big deal, but it's been used by over 40% of the presidents during their term. It's something I would have no problem doing if I think we needed it. We have great people at ICE. They're strong people. They're smart people. And I don't think it's necessary yet. But, I see they're building up like, oh, if he ever did that. Over 40% of the presidents used it. Some presidents used it actually many times. And it does make life a lot easier. You don't go through the court system. It's just a much easier thing to do. But I don't think we need it at this point, and hopefully we won't need it. But I would not have any problem with invoking it if we need it.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.